Hey everybody, Brandon Boyd with The Brandon Boyd Show. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on this video if you find it entertaining or helpful, and subscribe to the channel if you're a fan of receiving the latest information on credit cards, points, miles, travel, and everything in between. In today's episode, I'm going to give you a quick rundown on my overall thoughts of the Grand Wailea Resort located in Maui, Hawaii. My family and I took a pretty extended trip to Maui fairly recently, and we stayed at the Grand Wailea. It is a Hilton property, and when you arrive, first of all, parking is a breeze. There's plenty of parking in the garage next door, and it's conveniently located literally 1 block away, walking distance to a lot of really high-end shops as well, which my wife absolutely loved. When you walk on the grounds, everything is laid out very nicely. It is a large property, and everything looks great. It's a very open air feel, as you can see here, and it's a very welcoming environment. The staff was absolutely terrific. You can see there's a lot of floral arrangements around, which you would expect when you're coming to Hawaii. Everything was impeccably done when it comes to the flowers and the arrangements all throughout the building and basically all throughout the property as well. So if you're a fan of bright colors, you think of Hawaii when you think of bright colors, you're not going to be disappointed when you walk up and see what they have arranged when you arrive. Even when you walk to the front desk, and you look out the window there, it literally looks like a painting on the wall. It is absolutely beautiful. They also have activities for the week, and I'll go ahead and warn you right ahead of time, you do need to book these in advance. Most of these were filled by the time that we got there. They can only accept a certain amount of people. So if you know when you're traveling to the Grand Wailea, book these weeks in advance just to make sure you have a spot. That's just a little insider tip for you. And again, water features all throughout the property. It sounds like you have a running river right outside of your door. That provides some really great sound, along with, of course, the ocean breeze and those big waves from the ocean. And speaking of ocean waves, because of our diamond status through our Hilton Aspire card, we were able to get upgraded from a standard room to an oceanfront room, which was awesome. We got to see the ocean and hear that breeze every day. We booked 5 nights on points, which was 95,000 points per night. Remember, with Hilton, with every 4th night, you get the 5th night for free when you're booking with points, and we got 3 free night certificates to pay for the stay. Now, although there are some nice features, the property overall does look a little bit dated. You can see some of the finishes here. The property is about 25 to 30 years old, and I did ask the manager here about any renovations that will be upcoming, and I was told that within the next 1 to 2 years there's going to be major renovations to the entire property. I know this seems kind of nitpicky, but it does seem like there is some wear and tear to the building, but that's not to be unexpected with a property that is that old. Here's a great shot of the evening atmosphere. There was some acoustic guitar players and singers in the bar area, which again is in the open air setting in the main lobby area. Overall, a great look whether it's daytime or nighttime, but let's get into the really fun stuff. This place is located in Maui. You're on an island, so how is the beach? Well, I can tell you that you will not be disappointed by the beach at all. This sunset was during our first night here. We got here in the evening, and it did not disappoint, to say the least. The sand on the beach is something that I haven't actually felt on my feet before. It's kind of hard to explain, but it was like the squishiest sand. It almost felt like the kinetic sand that you can buy in the store for your kids, but it's really interesting. And when you look at the water, it almost looks kind of muddy when it's coming in, but that's actually just the brown sand, and you can see it sparkle there when the breakwater comes in. But if you keep walking just a couple of feet past that, the water is crystal clear, and I mean crystal clear. I got all the way up to almost my shoulders and was able to see all the way down to my feet. So when you get in the water, you will be able to see just about anything that's in there. And surprisingly, there wasn't a whole lot in the water. We didn't see any fish the whole time we were there. There's no seashells on the beach, which I found to be odd. The waves themselves were good till about 10:30 or 11 in the morning before they started to get a little bit rougher. So if you did want to play in the ocean for a little bit, you may want to do it before then. And even though we didn't see any fish, I did manage to snag this video of a turtle swimming right by my feet, which was really convenient. It poked its head out for a little bit, and everybody gathered around. Moving on to some more water, let's talk about the swimming pools. Now, there is a Tarzan pool, as you can see there, where you can swing in. Your kids will love that. Mine jumped on it pretty much the entire time. You have this adults only pool area, which is conveniently located next to a bar and restaurant. They really do think of everything. Now, here's the big thing. There are a couple rules that you'll need to follow. First of all, the pool opens at 7 o'clock in the morning, and there are a ton of seats between all the pools here. There are so many pools, I kind of lost count, but there's over 10 altogether. So when you first get up, go down at 7 a.m., and get your beach towels. There will be a line. And if you notice the gentleman in the green shirt there, he works for the Grand Wailea. What they do is they go around the entire seating area constantly throughout the day. And if they go by a set of seats and notice that nobody is sitting in them, then they will lay the seats flat. Once they do that, the group that is there has 1 hour to come back and lift their seat backs back up to indicate that they are still using the seats. If not, the facility will remove the items from these seats and keep them behind the swimming pool desks. And these desks are where you check in to get your towels. So keep that in mind. This prevents people from going down and snagging up all of the seats and then not coming back all day. So it is nice, but just be aware of that. One of the really cool features of the pool setting is they have these pools that connect from one to another with these little slides. You basically go from one pool to the next all the way around the pool area. And I think there's 7 or 8 different pools you go down all together. They all connect. And my kids absolutely love this kind of whitewater rafting segment of the slides where you go down and there's all this just bubbly water everywhere. They kind of stayed in that area most of the time when they were in the pool if they weren't on the Tarzan swing. But it's really cool. It turns into a lazy river that ends up connecting into the large main pool. Next to that, there's also a 10-foot deep pool where you can take free snorkeling lessons, and my kids decided to participate in that. Again, this is a free lesson even for kids. They can go in, take a lesson, swim around, and then once all the snorkeling and scuba classes, they actually have some beginner scuba classes here. After those are done, you can go swim at your leisure in this pool. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the trip, and I know this sounds completely stupid, but this really made my day. Right next to the pool area, there is a food truck. It's called Aloha Trick Pony, and it is a taco truck. I eat there pretty much every day. With our Hilton Diamond status, we were able to get $50 per day in food credits at the resort, and trust me, I used my fill of that to help purchase some of these tacos. That's all I'm gonna say. I had my fair share of them. You will absolutely love this, and everything on the menu is good. Trust me, I know. If you didn't want to eat tacos, there is a local market inside that has turkey wraps, which I also recommend, salads, sandwiches, pizza, burgers, or you can pick up a fresh pineapple and they will cut it up for you as well. So if you're looking for something fresh, just have them cut up the pineapple that you picked out. My kids love this. Nothing better than getting fresh pineapple in Hawaii. I couldn't recommend this anymore. It was pretty awesome. Also, as part of the grounds right next to the Aloha Trick Pony, which is next to the pool area, you can see the inflatables over here. So the inflatables are out 2 to 3 times during the week during certain hours, and they look like exactly what you think they're for. They're basically to be played with by kids, and mine absolutely love this. We didn't go out here until the last day that we were on the property, but overall they had a great time. There's some inflatables that have water components. They've got games that you can play outside, and this is all free. You can just go enjoy yourself, play, and it's a really cool environment to play all these games. Probably my favorite part of the entire stay here was the luau. The luau does cost extra, and you'll want to book this well in advance, and I mean well in advance. They were booked 2 months out from the time we were there, so make sure that you book early. There are lots of different beverages for both kids and adults, and the scenery is amazing. You're right on the beach. As you can see, we're walking to our table here. We paid a little bit extra to get front row seating at the event, and I am very glad that we did because we had a great view of all the festivities that were happening throughout the rest of the evening. The music during the event was great, and I'm going to get out of the way and just let you listen to some of it. There were some arts and crafts available to purchase. You could buy some leis. They would hand make them there. They would carve something while you're there as well. In terms of the food, I can't say enough about the food. They just kept bringing out whatever you wanted. So here's the menu. If there was something that you wanted extra on there, you know, if you enjoyed the poke bowl or the chicken or what have you, they would just bring more of it. It was great service. And make sure you bring cash during this portion to tip your servers because they greatly appreciate it. I couldn't recommend the food anymore. It was absolutely awesome. There were games for the kids to play, a lot of interaction with the staff, and you can see they even do tattoos. Oh my goodness. My son was so proud of this one. Long story short, if you've got a family, you're absolutely going to love this. But let's get back to some of the action from the luau and let you listen to some of the sights and sounds here. These guys are crazy. They're absolutely crazy. I mean, they're playing with fire. At first, it looks like it's an accident, but it's part of the show. There were many events like this where they would catch themselves on fire, and more power to them. I couldn't do that. And this guy is absolutely insane. He was the one at the beginning of the video that was eating the fire, and there were so many tricks that he was able to pull off. I was a nervous wreck the whole time. Luckily, there were enough adult beverages around. I was able to relax a little bit. But overall, a very cool event. You know, I already talked about the building being aged a little bit. I do have to touch on one negative point, and if you'll notice, this is a video excerpt from my room tour that I put out probably a month ago. And something I want to mention in this bathroom area, there is no air circulation in this bathroom. There is one vent for this entire room. Now, we did get a room upgrade to an oceanfront room. However, it came with some drawbacks. One, the sun hit it directly, and the fact that there was only one vent for the entire room meant that the room stayed very hot. We could never get it to stay below 74 degrees, and there were many times where it was well above that. So we actually had to have 2 different box fans put into the room, pretty much blowing all the time that we were in there. One in the bathroom, and then one in the bedroom, and then 2 in the bedroom when we were going to bed, just so we wouldn't burn up at night, but we were all still very hot. So even if you turn the air conditioning on as low as it will possibly go, it's not going to work. Now, I'm hoping when they do the renovations, like I talked about earlier, that they address this, because it is something that needs to be addressed and talked about. I really hope that's in their plans. They actually offered to move us to another room, and I walked around to 2 or 3 different rooms, checked it out, and they all had the same problem. It wasn't just our room. It's a product of how the rooms were designed. The rooms are not going to be cooled very well, and when you're in Hawaii, I don't know if you know this, it does get kind of hot. So not having a cool room can be a detriment for some people, especially if you like to sleep when it's like 68 degrees or 69 degrees, something like that. Going up to 74, 75 degrees was a little bit of a shock, but we managed to survive it. Overall, I'm very happy with the property, although it's showing some signs of age. I'm very pleased with it. The beach, the scenery was absolutely amazing, especially compared to the Hyatt Regency Beach that we'd stayed at for a couple of days before this. It was really, really nice. The sand was great. The pool area was awesome. There's so much stuff for kids to do and for adults to do. The luau in itself more than made up for any shortcomings that the property had as well. The taco truck, I mean, come on, you put a taco truck on your property, you've made up a lot of points with me automatically. But I hope this was a helpful review. If you're interested in staying at the Grand Wailea, I would highly recommend this one. If you found this video helpful or mildly entertaining, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications for alerts, and when you click on the Brandon Boyd Show, you are going to get the latest information on credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, taco trucks, and everything in between, and I look forward to seeing all of you on the next episode. We'll see you soon. Aloha.